Hey everyone, it's Dominique from Blogging in My Undies, and today I wanted to share with you something that we use quite a bit at home, especially since the V-Man had a lot of ear infections when he was younger. It's a thermometer. I know, not very exciting. However, it's not this kind of thermometer, the stick ones, or digital stick ones. The problem with these for us is that the V-Man would never be able to keep it in his mouth long enough, or in his armpit, or in his back end, so to speak, long enough for us to take a temperature. Because of the ear infections, and he's had so many of them, one of the common signs for us was whether or not he had a fever. And if we were going to take him to the ER in the middle of the night, which is almost always when it started to bother him, obviously because he's trying to sleep, and so were we, they usually ask, what's the temperature that they had before and for how long. So this was a no-go for us. We couldn't use it. But what we did do is check out our local pharmacy to see what was available for us as an alternative. And there's those digital ear thermometers, which are really great, except the V-Man absolutely despises us going in his ears. Even now, without ear infections and 2 successful tube surgeries, he absolutely refuses that we clean his ears. So that's a bit of an issue for him. He's very sensitive, understandably so, having so many ear infections. So another alternative, and a slightly more expensive alternative, was this one called the Geratherm non-contact thermometer. So all you have to do is turn it on and put it about 5 centimeters maximum away from the skin, and it gives you a fairly accurate approximate reading. I mean, it's not perfect, it's not as good as a rectal thermometer or in the ears. However, it gives us a rough idea of what we're dealing with in terms of whether or not we should go to the hospital for the ear infection or what have you. The other awesome thing about this thermometer is that it's not just used for humans, it can also give you the temperature for bath water, for food, or a warmed bottle, if that's what you need it for. And let's give it a go. It's pretty simple to use. It takes 2 AAA batteries in the back. It's lightweight, and it also comes with a holder for it. And let's turn it on. So there's only 3 buttons: power, start, and then either person temperature or other temperature. So we'll go for person temperature, and it will light up green when it turns on, and that's the last measurement that it took, and then it goes blank, and then it's ready. So it does not require you to press it on the skin, which is wonderful. Non-contact, which is incredibly important for the V-Man because he was so sensitive to touch back then and not really into touching at all. So let's give it a go. So I'm holding it as close as I can and then pressing the start button, and then it will light blue because of the infrared. Okay, I apparently have a fever, 38 degrees Celsius, and I don't know if you heard it, but it made like kind of a clicky kind of sound, and it only makes that sound like click, 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 click when there's a high temperature. And if it's someone without a high temperature, for example, my lovely assistant Loki here, let's see if I can get this. It says, in red, there's a big fat L, so it's just saying he's registering too low. So it's mostly because he has a lot of fur, but that's okay. If I measure his nose, he's about a 35 degrees Celsius, and it's green. So very convenient, very lightweight. It's saved us a bunch of times. A lot more convenient than trying to use this, holding it in the mouth, in the pit, elsewhere. As well, we had one situation where the V-Man had quite the temperature. We got to the hospital, and his temperature had gone down. He wasn't as hot, at least, by touch, So thankfully I had this, which records the previous temperature, and I showed it to the nurse that was working, signing people in, and then from there I was able to take his temperature again and confirm that he did have a fever. It did flash red, made that click 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 sound, and that was really great because he was really fighting the nurse and myself because he didn't want anyone to go in his ears because they were so painful. I've never had an ear infection, so I can only gauge based on my child's reaction that it was so painful he just did not want anything or anyone near his ears. So luckily we had this, and it's been a lifesaver. Quite easy to use, very convenient, and we've used it on all of our kids plus ourselves for, like you saw, just to see if I'm not feeling very well or I'm feeling a bit hot or a bit cold. It's pretty handy to have. I bought this about 4 years ago and I spent about 40 euros, so the price may have changed, but I think it's well worth the investment because it only takes 2 AAA batteries and they last quite a long time if you're not playing with it constantly. It's very hygienic because it doesn't require any temperature being taken in the mouth or in the ears or elsewhere, as I mentioned. So yeah, if you are looking for a thermometer that is people-friendly in the sense that it doesn't involve touching skin, and if you have someone in your family that's incredibly sensitive to these kinds of things and one of these or the digital ear ones is not for them, I can highly recommend the Geratherm non-contact thermometer. I'll post the Amazon UK affiliate link that I'm part of. I'll post the link down below if you're interested in purchasing from there. But if not, check with your local pharmacy and you should be able to find it there. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.